Hi guys, it's Mary coming to you today to talk about the new Wet n Wild limited edition Pro Brush set. After you take this part off, it slides off. You've got this holographic box, which, you know, might be this would be a nice Christmas present. And just put a bow and a sticker on there and there you go. And that was probably their intention. See, I'm taking credit for something that I'm sure Wet n Wild already thought of. Anyway, I feel like you guys might want to hear from me on this, since I thought their dollar brushes were terrible while other people were saying they were good. My bristles were coming out. And I guess for $1, they may have been, no, not even for $1 were they okay with me. So I was anxious to get this set when I saw it. And I have also seen that while I've been waiting to film it, a couple of my friends have also reviewed this, so I'll link their videos below. And I did see their videos, so but that won't sway what I think, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, here they all are, dirty. I've used them. Let's talk about what comes in this set. Cruelty-free and vegan brushes. We have these limited edition Pro brushes featuring an ergonomic handle design, making application comfortable and seamless. Now, I will say that what they're talking about here is this little divot that is in the brush handle. And I will have to say that on the other ones, and I really didn't like those brushes, but on the other ones, the thing that I did like about those brushes was this divot on the side. And all of these brushes have that, so I was really happy about that. They're densely packed, ultra soft bristles. Synthetic bristles mimicking the consistency of natural hairs, ergonomic handle for total control. I treated them like they were any other brush when I used them. I was right in here with the color changer and being as rough as I am with any other brush, and there were no white hairs in here. So I had no white hairs come out of these brushes while I was using them on my face. So the set has these 10 brushes. They sell for $30. That puts them right along the same price range, $3 a piece, as the e.l.f. Pro line. So are they as good? What I'm showing and talking to you about today is the limited edition silver handled brushes. These average out to be $3 each. However, once they sell out, they're gone. So what you're looking at now is the rose gold set, which is just exactly like these, except they have rose gold handles, and those will be available at the Wet n Wild website as part of their permanent line starting in December, so just in time for Christmas. Now, while I intend to own these as well, I want you to understand that unlike what I'm showing you now, the rose gold beauties will be sold individually, not as a set, which is great because then you can just buy the ones that you want, but they will cost $6 to $8 each. So if you like what I'm showing you today, you might want to think about trying to get the silver set before they run out. I grabbed 3 of the e.l.f. Pro line. At one time I've had them all, but I've gifted them to people, so this is pretty much the only ones that I've rebought for myself. Here is what Wet n Wild is calling their precision foundation brush, and as you can see, that's what I used it for today. I feel like this brush has a lot of splay. Hashtag world's greatest rhymer. So you can see then that if you put the, I put the foundation on my face and then I went around. Okay, but I guess you could put the foundation right there and then do it, but I mean, I just didn't do that. So it did the job. But what I really kind of prefer this for, because of that divot, I mean, it's just barely a divot, you know. I wouldn't put foundation in there. I like the way it hugs the cheek. I would be more inclined to want to use this for contour. Now, I mean, there's no rules to this. If you want to take this thing and stick it in oil and put it in your hair, then you just do that, girlfriend, you know. Do whatever you want with your brushes. If you just want to be running around tickling people, they're soft enough. You just go right ahead and do that. But they want you to use this as a foundation brush. I did. I think that it did a good job. If I'm going to use a brush to do my foundation, then I usually typically like something dense. like an artiste brush. Not to say that these don't work really well. This did, as you can see, I think that this is beautiful coverage, and this brush did that. Going forward though, I personally would use this to contour. I thought it did a beautiful job with both. I went immediately from foundation to my Chanel bronzer with it. So I really love this brush and the whole set. I love these sleek, these very sleek polished chrome looking handles. Good job, Wet n Wild. I mean, this, the ferrules on them, when you look at the brushes, some brushes are like so cheap. When you pull down the brush, you can like look down in the ferrule and you're like, hello. This is e.l.f.'s contour brush. It is flat on the top, it's dense, and it will let you drag a line, you know, for your contour. But I don't buff in with this brush. I feel like it's too stiff. It's really good for placement, but to buff it out, I always reach for another brush to do that. Sephora's, of course, more deluxe. It's really stiff. I tend to want to use this with cream rather than powder for the same reason, because it's so dense, but it just hugs the cheek, so you can put that on there. But I mean, you can blend with it, but I don't know, there's just not enough give, I don't think. That's where I think this little Wet n Wild contour brush has it maybe a little bit of an edge over the other two. There is give to this, see? So I had no problem coming in with my contour, placing the contour, and then buffing it out because it had enough give in the bristles to allow me to do that. So I really like this brush. I think this is a good brush too. So then here is e.l.f.'s C brush. It's their shader. I think that a shader brush is absolutely essential to a brush collection. You need a shader brush. The shader brush is going to be short and like this, and it's going to be flattened so that you can take your shadows and pack them on your lid. You might think that in this collection that this brush, which is their tapered blending brush, is supposed to be the shader. There is no shader in this set. The closest you're going to get to that is their pencil brush, which I don't really call a pencil brush. To me, this is a pencil brush. You see how this comes to more of a point? This is a Beauty Junkies pencil brush. I don't think that this brush is as pointy and thin as I would like a pencil brush to be. So even though it is called a pencil brush, what I liked this brush for is laying down shadow and doing that little circle and blend that I do in my outer corner. This here is a blending brush. You should use this tapered brush to lay in your crease, and this to blend out your transition. Okay, so tapered blending and then blending brush. So these two worked perfect, and I'm telling you, I was rough because I thought, what the heck? You know, I mean, I gotta know if they're gonna tear up or not, right? So, I mean, I'm in here doing this. You're watching me do this, and I'm being rough, and look, they're fine. There's no white bristles on here. It's fine. Nothing's coming out. This. All right, now normally I like to use a fan brush to put on my highlighter. This is their highlighter brush, and it worked excellent for it. And I took the highlighter, my Becca highlighter, and I laid a stripe. I don't stripe. I laid a stripe down with this and went and dusted my nose with this. I loved it. And when I put on my powder then, I was able to blend it out with the powder brush, and we'll talk about that brush in just a second. But this is a really loose, soft. All of these brushes are extremely soft. So soft. So this one is Pearl. I like this one best for my skin tone, so I just tap down in there and then come across my nose, right? That did not do an excessive job. And then totally doing this in the viewfinder. So this, I think, I got no qualms for using this for highlighter at all. And my favorite highlighter is the Wayne Goss fan brush. So if my Wayne Goss is needing washed, I will grab this. I really like it. This brush here, you can't see it as well because it's dirty. But this brush here is like a little mini, tiny little kabuki. It's flat, but it's not stiff like a kabuki. And Trish, my friend Trish Oliver, in her review, which I'll have it linked below, she was saying how she likes to use it to contour your nose, and I agree that would be a really good way to use this. It's not how I used it, as you can see, because it's dark. I took dark shadow and just went right there and went, whew. That's all I did. It was excellent. So Trish was saying she uses it to contour. And I have a brush that I like for that. It's the Sonia Kashuk Knockout blending brush. But I think I'm going to give that a try with this because this is, I think, an interesting little brush that I'm sure I'm not done discovering things I can do with this and really like it. It's really good. These three here are my favorite brushes of all of them, and you've seen how enthusiastic I am about the rest of them. This one here is what they call their precision setting brush, and I guess I sort of used it for that. What I did was I like to set my highlight with this Marc Jacobs powder, and so what I did was I just came in here, got a little on this brush and went like that. It's so soft. And it was so perfect, and I love the feel of this brush. And yeah, my next favorite is the blush brush. As you can see, I have blush in it, so yeah, I super duper love this brush. And it's so soft. I didn't take it easy on it. I gave it one of my hardest blushes, I think, because it's so dark, it's so pigmented that you have to really be careful with this. And it handled it just fine. And my favorite brush is this powder. So it's like a tapered one. I used e.l.f.'s HD powder today, and it did a beautiful job. This one here's my favorite one, and I heard Shauna say, I think it was these two brushes, that if you only liked these two brushes here, that it would be worth buying the set. And I agree with her. I'm going to go wash them now, and I'll be right back to let you know. Did Wet n Wild actually knock it out of the park like I think? Let's see. It won't be that long for you though. I'll see you like that. These brushes are all still damp. This is the powder brush, my favorite. So I just want you to see how they look after they've been washed. I washed them with a shea butter soap, and I'm putting a brush guard on there to help some of these hold their shape better. This is the blush brush, and I think that it came pretty clean considering that I was using that Becca Delilah on it, and that's pretty pigmented. Of course though, you know, these are white bristles, so sometimes, depending on the shadow or the pigment, it's going to stain and you won't be able to get it all out. This is the one I used for contour, the setting brush. So as you can see, they held up really good, and I scrub my brushes just as hard as I wash a sponge. So this is the contour brush. You can still see some water on the ferrule there. Again, I'm very impressed with how they held their shape. Now this one's the highlighting brush. I'll put a guard on it too to hold the bristles and so they don't fray out. Now the foundation brush, it was washed 3 times in 3 different kinds of soap, and the last one was Dawn. Okay, so it's gonna happen. I have a Sigma F80, and I'm demonstrating how hard I was on the bristles trying to get that clean, but you know, my Sigma F80 has a spot in the middle. This one is the blending brush. Natasha Denona shadows were used. So, you know, the more pigmented, the harder it's going to be to get them, the white bristles clean. And eventually, I mean, my Zoeva brushes don't come all the way clean anymore because they've been used in so many pigmented shades or shadows, and, you know, they're white bristles. So, but they're gorgeous. Then in closing, yes, I give this 2 thumbs up. I would say go for it. Get it while you can. The box says limited edition, and unlike some other companies, I think if they say limited edition, they mean it. So you might want to run to your Walgreens. That's where I got mine, and pick it up, because I don't think that you'll regret it at all. All right then, so I want to thank you guys for stopping by and taking time to watch. I would really appreciate the thumbs up on this video, and please share it. And I'd also like to say thank you for being the best part of the Fritzy family. And if you're not part of the Fritzy family, then all you got to do is hit this red subscribe button right there, and when you do, it's going to turn gray. That means you're subscribed. It was totally free. Very painless at that, right? And then also, if you want to make sure you never miss a video, because it's really important to you, then there's this great bell right there. And if you click that, you will have rung my bell, rung my bell. It's ring. I won't put you through it again. Okay, so then I'd like for you guys to go out and be a blessing to somebody else today if you're not having a blessed day, because it'll make you feel so good inside. And don't tell anybody you did it. Keep it a secret. Just go do it and watch what happens. Okay? And until next time, that's it. Love you. See ya. Bye. And I'm out.
What is that? It's my socks. I'm not a brush snob. Snob. Like it's schnapps, right? I'm not a brush snob. You know what? Dang it! Really? So, I would compare this then to nothing in this collection. It's not my favorite way to put on foundation. I usually pretend. I usually pretend that I like. What are you even saying? Spit it out, dang it! Or oh, Kaylin, don't you love me when I don't clean you and you're dirty? Who's gonna help? Anybody remember, what was that story about the chicken? Little red hen or whatever? And she asked everybody, who will help me knead the bread? Not me, said the pig. Not me, said the cow. Not me, whatever. And then at the end, when she's got the bread all ready, she's like, who will help me eat the bread? And like the pig's like, I will, cow, yeah. Everybody wants to eat it, you know. Ugh. It's dense, and it's square, of course. No, this isn't square. It's square, of course. Really, Mary? Is. It was just too tall. That was not me passing gas. That was my elbow on the desk. Okay, just saying. Sometimes you guys think that I'm doing that. I'm not that rude. That's just rude. I learned that trick from Stephanie Nicole, my girl, Stephanie. Okay, she's probably everybody's girl, but we're just going to pretend like she's just my girl. Oh, Lord. Please don't let her be watching this today. So, yikes! Oh, as I film this, guys, it's Halloween. And I'm eating a pumpkin latte. No, I'm not. I'm drinking a pumpkin spice. Oh, there's my son. Hi, honey. What you got? Well, let me look at you, sharpshooter. Come here. He's on his way. Oh, I love that. See those videos right there? If you click them, you will spend more time with me. And I would really like that. Please. Please.